Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Caffeinated Librarians. So last time we were discussing this very out there indie film that Joe suggested, and Coffee Time coffee syrup was something that we discussed trying, and Amanda was gracious enough to buy it, get the milk, get the cups for us. And
summertime cups.
Thank you for the recommendation, Matt Farley.
Yes, coffee milk is
Don't think we didn't
delicious. Yes.
I haven't tried it yet.
It's really good.
Go ahead and try it. It's really
I'm
good.
sniffing it.
You're sniffing it first. You're wafting the smell. What does it bring out an oaky afterbirth?
Okay, after Earth. I know for a minute it's like
Kind of tastes like
coffee.
yeah.
Like those
It
little
does.
Werther's
Yeah,
coffees.
that's exactly what it tastes like. Yeah.
It's like it's
Yeah.
liquid Werther's.
I don't taste caramel. I just taste coffee, and
I might not have put enough in. But I
Yeah.
also don't like coffee all that much.
well, I don't either. But it reminds me more of
Give me more of it.
it reminds me more of like coffee ice cream, which I enjoy. I don't like drinking coffee.
Well, now it'll always be here at the library in case anyone
If anybody wants to put it in their milk, moving forward.
All right.
Oh.
Now you taste it.
Ooh. I don't like coffee.
So
but I like
basically,
a
you
lot of
have to
milk.
put half the bottle in it, and then you really start to enjoy it.
Coffee
So
time. This is not medicine, despite the bottle.
it really does look like a medicine bottle, but it does taste very good. So thank
It
you.
looks like a bottle of like the little alcohol swabs that you get. in the little
Oh
brown-
yeah.
It does.
true.
The hydrogen peroxide
there is-
bottle.
Yeah.
No alcohol in this.
No.
No.
Maybe next episode.
Lewis Wings.
Next episode, we're all
Swinging.
drinking rubbing alcohol.
Ew.
Stay tuned for the
Oh.
Shoe Nice revival.
Oh, we're gonna drink Vlad.
So
Anybody know Vlad or Baker's Club?
No.
No,
It's
what's
really,
that?
really bad vodka. That's like $9 for like a huge bottle.
Oh God.
It's bad. We should move on. Simona, what are we talking about today?
So today we're going to be talking about comfort characters. So those characters that give you that warm, fuzzy feeling inside, or maybe they don't, but you'd want to hang out with them or get inside their head. So I'm not going to start off talking about my comfort character first. We're going to go with Amanda.
So to start us off, so this was a little bit of a challenge for me to go after and look up characters that either bring me joy or I just really like obsess over at the time. And so currently one of my biggest obsessions, and it has been for a little while, is Mothman. Shout out to the artist who did a commission for me of my costume from Halloween, my dancing Mothman costume.
That's so
An
cute.
artist did a commission for you?
Yeah, I asked
You
her. She
paid an artist?
They
Wow.
they did
Wow.
one. Shout out Ghost of Cows.
That's
Beautiful, awesome artwork.
I don't know artists. Like, how do I meet an artist?
You just
I
follow
know
them.
some artists.
You find
Yeah.
some
I
artwork
can get you
online
in
and
touch.
you follow the
Oh, yeah?
person.
A lot of
Oh,
good
I would
artists
love
on
to have something
Instagram.
commissioned.
Yeah.
There's another person I follow who I really like, and I really like their characters, but it's a little like gory, so I won't show it on the podcast. But I love them. So
You could blur it out.
No. They did do a commission for me also, and I absolutely loved it. But Mothman. Mothman is the West Virginia cryptid. I'm a big fan of cryptids because I do love monsters and creatures and animals, and I love them especially when they're spooky. So Mothman is one of those things that it is a moth and it is a man. And eyewitness accounts were like, we saw some big red eyes and it swooped at us, kind of a thing. And it's just a.
Have you seen the Mothman Prophecies with Richard Gere?
I've always wanted to see both
How
of them.
is that?
I remember it being
It's a
good,
book,
but
I think.
it was so long ago that I saw it that it might be cheesy as hell.
It might be. I know there's another movie. It was a remake of an older movie, I think. Yeah.
I feel like either way, it'd be a good time, you know?
Yeah, I remember enjoying it, and I remember being like, yo, I gotta look into this. But I was also like 8, and there wasn't the internet really.
Oh.
Especially like I feel like Richard Gere's a very funny presence for a horror movie.
He
like
is. Yeah.
No, but Mothman's really integral to the area. He's in, I forget which town it is, but they do have a big old statue of Mothman in the middle of their town. You can get married there. They do have a place where you can go to have Mothman
Point
officiate.
Pleasant,
That's
West
it.
Virginia.
Pleasant.
There was a show called Point Pleasant on Fox for a minute. It had nothing to do with Mothman, though.
Well, then no wonder
It was
it
really,
never stayed on the
yeah,
air.
it was
because
really disappointing. I thought
like
it was going to be
that-
good, but it wasn't.
The one thing I
sorry,
like about Mothman is the fact that it started off as like a creepy, everyone's like afraid of this thing, to being probably one of the internet's most beloved things.
Have you seen the Persona version of Mothman?
Yeah,
He's so
it's
cute.
so derpy
Yeah.
He's just like, But Mothman's cute. Mothman's an ally to everybody. Mothman gives great hugs. I follow a Twitter page called
So
Mothman
isn't trying to kill anyone.
No, I don't think so. Mothman just wants your lamps and he wants your love. And he wants to be accepted. And I follow a
He
Twitter
might
page.
he might eat some of your shirts. What
That's
it is.
adorable.
I have him on my my badge and I have him on my purse in the car, but I love him.
Mr.
Bite me.
Mothman.
Mr. Mothman. So
Aw.
we'll pass it to Joe.
All right. So, I don't. I was having a bit of a tough time thinking of comfort characters. A lot of characters I like end up being like, bad people a lot of the time.
Agreed.
So, yeah, Lou, I think you'll appreciate this pick, but Pete Campbell from Mad
Love it.
Men. Yeah, I what can I say? I love to watch him. I would love to watch him go. He starts off and he's a snivelly little entitled wasp. And by the end of the show, yeah, he's pretty much that, but he's lost some hair and he's chilled out a little bit.
Has some
little bit.
humility.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Not much, but
Just a little.
but I don't know. Like, he's just an amazing character to watch develop, and just there's an amazing arc in the beginning of the final season where he goes out to California, and when he's there, he's like a different person. All of a sudden, he's super confident, and he's just wearing like little shorts and like tennis shirts, and his hair's real long, and he's just going on talking about, the city's brown and ugly, but the vibrations here are beautiful, Don.
Yeah, he turns into a hippie, basically. He turns into what they back then saw as a hippie, but who us today would look at and be like, you kind of look like a preppy boy.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Yeah.
He never stops being a preppy little twerp, and that's part of what makes him very lovable by the end of it.
Yeah.
Like, he's just, I don't know, and like very gradually he starts to make amends with everyone he sort of wronged early on in the show, and
So nice.
but like not.
But at
Like
the same
sometimes
time-
in like a stupid way. Like there's one character who absolutely hates his guts, Ken Cosgrove.
Rightfully
And-
so.
Yeah, pretty much. And
Definitely.
he gives some advice to Ken after he gets fired from the company, and Ken just breaks right at that moment and decides, I'm becoming a villain.
Yo, there's this villain origin story.
But yeah, no, I mean, there's a great scene where he falls down the stairs.
Ken Cosgrove, as you say, origin story of a villain, he also gets an eye patch at the end.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
so cool. He's definitely a villain.
He gets an eye patch and starts working for the Napalm Company.
Oh no.
Super evil.
But yeah, Pete Campbell, what's not to love?
Were you going to say the part where he falls down the stairs?
Yeah.
I love that part.
Amazing scene.
Yeah.
He gets so mad and he just stumbles down.
And he just keeps going with it. He's like yelling at someone as he's walking down the stairs. He slips, falls like ass first down the stairs, and then just gets up and continues to scream. It's really a great scene. Yeah.
I wonder if that was like a mistake done by the actor and they just kind of left it in there because he kept going with it.
I guess it
Stairs
could
are
have
like the
been,
number
yeah.
one,
Thing that you
killers
fall down?
in the world.
Number one killers in the world are
I
stairs?
think so. I think we're misinterpreting.
All right, we gotta-
stairs.
I feel like heart
There-
disease has to
that-
be.
We have to
be
find some
ahead of
stats
I don't
on
know
that.
if you realized lately, there's that show that they put in with Colin Firth called The Stairs.
The staircase.
And a part of me is like, didn't they do a show about this already? Where they did.
Well, yeah, it was a
Netflix
documentary, yeah,
documentary
and then
called
they
The
made it.
Stairs. And I'm like, When are they gonna get away from the stairs?
And it was about people falling down the stairs?
It's about like a murder investigation.
It was like,
Yeah.
was it foul play?
Staircase,
Did he push her
yes.
down the stairs? Did she fall
But
down the stairs?
it doesn't quite suggest a stair falling epidemic.
I think the stairs are the villains all along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. In that case, I don't think so. Anyway.
Another favorite
Conspiracy.
Pete moment. He never smokes throughout the show. He's like the one character with a staunch anti-smoking stance. But then there's one episode where he gets real mad and he walks up to Stan, who's the resident hippie of the office. Stan's smoking a joint. He's just like, "Give me that." He takes it from him. He starts smoking it. "A Piece of My Heart" by Janis Joplin starts playing.
Oh.
Roll credits.
It's a really phenomenal ending of that episode. Yeah.
But yeah, I love to see him go. He's hysterical. All of his plot lines are really funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lou.
I'm also going Mad Men. I think, and I'm kind of the same way. I for some reason, the characters I love watching the most are the ones that are kind of tortured and have issues and aren't characters that necessarily always overcome those issues. So I'm going to talk Don Draper. I love watching this guy. I mean, he's always dressed impeccably. He's always got a drink in his hand. And as someone that doesn't smoke cigarettes, he makes smoking cigarettes look like the coolest thing in the world.
We don't condone smoking cigarettes.
No, of course not. No, definitely
But
not.
if you do, it's
Well,
But-
look,
Yeah.
if you look like John Hamm,
Yeah. Yeah, he's basically the American James Bond.
they make a joke about that at some point too when
Yeah.
he's reading one of the Bond books.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. So, I mean, he really, and he's he's a trouble character. He's an alcoholic. He's a serial adulterer.
Womanizer.
He
I
had
thought you
a,
were saying he's a serial killer. I was like,
he-
that's more than trouble.
that's
yeah,
so cool.
he had a very troubled childhood. And he's not the best father in the world. Obviously, not the best husband in the world. And just every time you think that he's realizing who he is and he's realizing, how to be a better person, he kind of slips. And even the ending of the show, just when you think he's finally found peace and harmony, you find out that he found peace and harmony to do something for his job that was probably the most historic ad that's ever been created.
I love the ending.
Yeah,
It's such a gut punch of
Yeah.
just like, has he found peace? And then maybe, but the only version of peace for him is, I can do good at my job.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's heartbreaking, and it's really, but yeah, I mean, it's just such a powerful thing to watch. And John Hamm is outstanding. I mean, he really, you're just
Yeah.
captivated watching him.
He's such a well-realized character. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many small details on. Like, I love that he just sees every movie.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think that's a funny little detail for
Yeah.
him, and yeah.
Yeah.
I love that one episode where he gets drunk with Lane and they go to see Gamera.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, it's really great. And I mean, Mad Men is a show that I've watched 3 times now, and it's just it is a comforting thing to watch, and he's a comforting character, even though he's not necessarily a character to idolize.
Well, I think that's good though, because it shows a flawed character, and human beings are not perfect in either way, and showing a flawed human being is as realistic as you can get with a character. So, yeah.
And just real quick, just to say, Mad Men, I mean, Matt Weiner is like a history buff. Like everything that he does in it is significant. He has pictures hanging of people. I've had to look stuff up. I'm realizing things that I never really saw before. The stuff he has playing in the background are actual historical events that happened at the time. I mean, it really is. It's such a well-crafted piece of art.
Is that a nudge for
It-
the Strictly
I'm-
History to look at Mad Men?
Yes, it
Okay.
is.
Even just like stylistically, like he
Yeah.
was very clear that like there's going to be no handheld camera work.
Yeah.
Like it would not fit the era. We're going for tracking shots if
Yeah.
we need to move the camera. That's it. Like And like just like the interior design clearly draws a lot from like Hitchcock movies from the era and stuff.
I mean,
so,
I haven't seen the series yet, but I've seen like shots from it like on YouTube and stuff like that, and just looking at the aesthetic of everything, you can tell that they were detailed in making it as realistic as possible.
Yeah.
For the 60s.
I really
America.
like that in the later half of the show, they all just start dressing like clowns. All the men, like
the wardrobe changes.
Yeah, they're wearing
drastically.
like these terrible, really loud plaid suits and just growing bad mustaches. It rules.
It's like goodbye 60s, hello 70s. Yeah.
It was funny. Yeah.
My turn?
Your turn.
Okay. So my list of characters that I decided to choose for my comfort characters are more or less characters that make me feel good when I watch them, and also are characters that I would love to like be friends with if I ever met them. So my first two characters are from an anime that I grew up watching. I know Amanda's losing her mind. And it's an anime that was like my very first anime ever watching and really got me into anime. It's Yusuke and Kuwabara from Yu Yu Hakusho. Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Oh,
That
the
live-action
whole.
Kuwabara.
I didn't see the live action. I didn't see any of the live
They took his
action.
red hair away.
No.
And the pompadour.
No.
There's no pompadour. There's no red hair. They just
No pompadour or red hair.
Lewis.
Lewis, you don't know who
I
we're
have no
talking
idea.
about.
No idea.
Anyway, so both of these kids, they're like high school teenage guys. They're what you would call hoodlums. They like to think that they're thugs and in like a street delinquents in a street gang, when really they're just no Netflix.
His live action counterpart. No red hair, no pompadour, which is like a delinquent standard.
Yeah.
That's kind of a pompadour.
No, pompadour
No.
is it bursting off your face. That's a side slit.
Yeah.
That
No.
looks like Elvis's hair.
And
He's a handsome actor.
Look.
it's not Kuwabara though. Anyway,
Hold one second.
so what I love about these characters is that in the start of the series, they are like rivals. Rivals, I use the term very loosely because they like to think that they're adversaries, but really they're friends, even though they, I know, Amanda, I know.
Besties.
Yeah. And, and Yusuke is this sarcastic, sassy, like smart-ass character that I absolutely love, that makes me laugh every time I watch him. And then Kuwabara is like this doofus.
This big doofus with red hair.
He's a big, lovable doofus that everyone underestimates. And when he gets into fights, because this is a fighting anime.
It's a shonen.
Yeah, it's a definite shonen anime. He like triumphs over his adversaries, and it's great seeing it every time, and people are always like surprised, and it's like, yeah. So I cheer for Kuwabara every time he's in a fight. That's become, I know, I'm a child.
No, it's okay.
I become my 9-year-old self watching this anime. But they like, they both characters like make me laugh, make me root for them when, they're in real sticky situations throughout the anime, and yeah, I just love them.
I've never seen an anime that had such a
Great name
big-
for a podcast. Sticky Situations. Trademark.
Look out for it. It's our 4th podcast coming up.
No.
We're only talking about
Controversial.
sticky materials. Folks, come here for all your
We
hot
test
glue
them.
takes.
Test them. I've never seen so much love though for like an underdog character too in an anime community. A lot of people, it's like that tends to be kind of like a big trope in anime, is that
Yeah.
the weakest character will always be like one of the strongest characters.
Yeah.
But I've never seen more love for like an actual like underdog character like that as I have with Kuwabara.
Yeah.
It's like he's not the best,
No,
but it doesn't have to be. But he's strong enough, and
it's like his whole
Yeah.
personality is what helps, I think, this character as well, because in one of the episodes, Hiei, who's this tiny, short,
man.
short little demon.
child.
He really is a demon from the spirit world. He has a half sister who's locked essentially in this tower.
So she's half demon and half what?
No, they're both demons.
Oh, she's a demon too.
No half
Yeah.
demons here.
Yeah, no half demons here. No, she's a demon, but she's not. We don't really know the parentage, like so. But she's like locked in this tower, and they see the video that Botan gives to Yusuke, and Kuwabara's watching this video, and he suddenly gets up and goes, I'm going to go save her. It's honor, and it's so, I like feel for Kuwabara so much, and I want him to succeed so badly. And Yusuke makes fun of him and does like the sarcastic remarks about his honor and about the fact that that they're going after Hiei's sister isn't known to Kuwabara because they don't want Kuwabara to say something idiotic to Hiei, because Hiei could kill them both.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are my first characters that I absolutely love and just make me very happy when I watch them.
Hello, everyone. So this will come as no surprise.
Buffy.
Yes,
Nailed it.
You gotta be like,
you've been paying attention, Lou.
this was all a test.
So Buffy, or even the show itself, is a big character comfort show for me. So Buffy aired in '97, and I did watch. The only season I really recall watching when it aired was season 2, but then I stopped watching it completely. And what brought me back to Buffy was a college class that I took where it was talking about the hero and the hero's helpers. And Buffy is very much the quintessential hero, and she has her helpers. So my teacher showed me the final season, final episode, where Buffy has gathered all the other potentials, and they're about to battle the personification, evil itself. And after watching that scene, I was like, okay, now I'm going to rewatch this drama. So I rewatched it, and it's my favorite of all time. It's
Was
a fantastic
the
show.
evil capitalism?
No,
Evil were vampires.
no. The evil in this case is evil itself. It's the
What
source
is
of all evil.
What is the source
Whoa!
of all evil? Is it
in
money?
the final season of Buffy,
Is it money?
they encounter the source of all evil in the world.
Yes.
Damn, I hope they win.
Yeah.
Humanity itself.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is with evil, it's never defeated. What they sort of do is
Put it to sleep.
Like, if I was there, it would have gone down a little differently.
yeah, I mean basically evil works through its agents, because evil it doesn't have a physical form, so its power lies in its ability to manipulate, to deceive, and it works through these agents.
How did they personify it? I'm just kind of curious.
There's a really great scene. So for those who are familiar with the show, there's the character of Willow, who starts off.
I haven't seen a lot of Buffy, but she's by far my favorite.
Yeah.
She starts off as very mousy, very much she wants to
witch.
disappear.
Oh, no. Okay.
And over the course of the show, she grows a lot. Most of her confidence comes from her ability to do magic. She has a very dark arc in season 6, but she sort of comes back in season 7. And essentially, there's a scene where she's at the library and she sees the ghost of this girl, or what she believes is the ghost of this girl that passed away. And the girl says that she can communicate with Tara, who was her girlfriend who passed away in the season prior.
R.I.P.
And yeah, and the ghost basically says that Tara isn't pleased with what she's done, and that essentially the ghost tries to get Willow to commit suicide. Because Willow is very powerful, and basically the First, which is what it's called, wants to eliminate as many potential stumbling blocks to its rise to power as possible, and Willow is a major one. Willow catches on that something isn't right, and you see Evil. I didn't like the way they made it. It's almost like a horned figure. It was very kind of on the nose. I like it better when Evil takes the form of people that you know. Basically, it uses those that you love to manipulate and deceive you. So, but when they showed its spirit form, it wasn't that good.
It was the library.
They,
right?
they, what?
It was the library, right? Sacrifice for the library.
Maybe if yeah, we'll go with that. But yeah, so anyway, it wasn't done very well. I think they should have avoided doing that altogether. But anyway, so watching the final episode of the final season, what got me back into the show. So Buffy is a character that, although you can't relate to the fact that she has supernatural powers, she is still very much human.
I was gonna say.
Unless you're Lou. And the beauty in her character.
When she's dropping people one punch, I'm like, that's just like.
This is
me,
Lewis's
man.
show. Lewis's
Yeah,
show is gonna be
so-
where he's a vampire hunter.
Yeah. So she's very human. She has her flaws. While she is very powerful, she also is very vulnerable. And that's what sort of makes her such a great character. And there's one episode in particular in season 4. This is when Buffy and her friends are going to college. So it's called The Freshman. And I relate to that episode on so many levels because of the sheer anxiety around starting college, at least that I felt, the fear of basically stepping out from high school, going into college. And Buffy very much feels that. She feels that she'll be a failure. She doesn't feel that she should be in college, whereas Willow is thriving, being on campus because she's very much an academic person.
She's got connections. Clearly, she can talk to dead people who give her the answers to all the tests.
Well,
No wonder she's having a good time at college.
This was before that.
I'm just saying.
So that's an
Here's a
episode
voice.
that I relate to. It's called The Freshman. And Buffy basically also confronts this vampire gang on campus. They sort of kick her butt in the first fight, and that's when she really feels, I'm not cut out for any of this. She meets Xander at the Bronze, and Xander basically says, you are more than capable of doing this. You're my hero. I have faith in you. They move on, and then Buffy lives the college life from that moment on. So yeah. And Buffy, because I know my colleagues, I always talk about this, so they knew this already. But Buffy is still a show that's spoken about. There are a lot of classes, academic classes, that discuss the impact of the show, the mythology around the show. I think Buffy was...
No, it's It's
Yeah.
still a very popular. It's kind of like Firefly
Yeah.
and all the other ones that, like,
Charmed.
Yeah.
Charmed. We don't talk about the remake.
No, we don't.
I didn't know there was a remake of Charm.
How do people feel about Angel?
Angel
I-
was trash.
I honestly...
But the
It's
angel,
also really
the angel
good.
character, when he goes bad, when they do the deed,
Yes.
and then he loses his soul.
I hate the scrunchie.
Yo, Bad Angel is the best character that has ever been written into television. He's so funny, and he's great. He's comforting. That's a comfort character. Right there. Yeah.
Well, the introduction, because now that you're fanboying over him, I'm going to jump on that bandwagon.
Lewis over here, like,
Yeah. He was great.
No, the introduction to Buffy's been around since '97, so spoilers.
no, no. You guys get spoiler.
Yeah.
So basically, Angel and Buffy. The whole thing is that Angel is ensouled. Most vampires, when you become a vampire, don't have a soul. Angel has one because of a gypsy curse, and I'm not going to go into the details. It's kind of stupid. So basically, it is
Yeah,
very
that's some
dumb.
1940s right there.
It's really dumb. So anyway, he will lose his soul when he achieves a moment of true happiness. Now, one would expect, is that literal happiness? No. It's basically he and Buffy have sex for the first time. Afterwards, he loses his soul and becomes evil.
True happiness.
So, but
No,
yeah, but that's
he
a little.
loses his soul, Lewis,
Yeah. So.
and it becomes evil.
But why would he lose his soul for true happiness? Like, I don't get it.
Because he's an adulterer and he had
But
it before marriage.
But anyway, that was the part of the curse that never made any sense to me. But anyway.
Celibacy.
But that's Buffy is my comfort show. I love that show. I watch it frequently. I have all 7 seasons on DVD. Yeah.
He's like Angel when he goes bad is trying to like end the world naturally, and there's one part where he keeps like trying to get all this stuff together, and then Buffy like shows up in the back corner or something, and she's like, "Hello, lover," and he's just like, you again? It's just like, it really does encapsulate everything that you feel when you see somebody that just annoys you so much. And he really, I was like, I love that part.
I need to get that in a gift.
That angel kept it real.
Yeah, he did.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Amanda?
So I'm gonna not get into. I'm gonna try to see if I can get through all the nice characters that I enjoy. That like they've done nothing wrong. They haven't committed like a war crime or died tragically. So a war crime.
Oh my God.
All my favorite characters. Just
All my
out
favorite
here
characters.
stealing dog tags.
That's why I said I had to like really rack my brain for like characters that like when I see them bring me comfort in the sense that they're just nice, not trying to murder people or try to like just do bad
Is
things.
Hannibal Lecter up there? Are you a big Hannibal fan? Hannibal on NBC?
I
Yeah.
am. I think he's great. I think he's a great villain. Anyways, so my next character is from a series in Japan called Sumiko Garashi. Now the character's name is Tokage, but I won it in a crane game, a plushie of this thing, in a crane game. I spent
How
basically
did
almost
you do
$100 getting
that?
him,
Oh,
and
that's
I
how.
tried to bribe the
Got
person filling it up or resetting it. I bribed him with $50, and I was like, "Look, I'll just give you $50 if you like." He's like, "No," and I was like, "Darn it!" But I called him Jeffrey.
Nice.
Because that was my first introduction. He's just a blue dinosaur, and I love dinosaurs. And he was just this stupid-looking, derpy dinosaur, and I was like, I had to have him. Spent like a little over 100 just doing a crane game machine, trying to figure.
Got to ask something that may be ignorant, but
No.
is he related to Sanrio?
So I think it is a Sanrio
Okay.
product. Yes, it is a Sanrio product.
Just because the art style looks similar.
Yes, it is a Sanrio product, and he goes along with other little creatures. I think they just had a movie in Japan which actually did really well, and my friend told me about, and I was like,
Now, question about Jeffrey
yes,
or this character.
I'll call it Jeffrey because Jeffrey is my comfort
Jeffrey.
character.
Are fish friends or are fish food?
Everybody's a friend.
Because he's holding two fish, it
Yeah,
looks
he
like.
kind of look like
You
He
know-
looks like he's about to take a bite of each
No,
one.
he doesn't eat the fish like when they're living. I think he eats sushi though, and he likes to go fishing. But he's
Oh.
the only. His mom, I don't know what's going on. There's like this side story where he's the last of his kind, I think. And his mom is like a giant sea like monster, like one of the little
Yeah.
plesiosaur looking things.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know. Sometimes they have like little plushies of him with the mom, but I don't want the mom. I want Jeffrey. So I do have a travel size Jeffrey. I have Jeffrey slippers.
Wow.
That was a gift from somebody too. But I have a ton of Jeffreys just hanging out, and it's a really fun little character that when I see it, it's just kind of cute, and I'm always just like, oh, I love Jeffrey. I think when we moved to Manhattan, when I was going to Hunter College, sorry, and they had these big old body pillows from like this cheapo website, but it was so soft. I bought 2 of them. And they're just Jeffreys, so I've got like these 2 giant Jeffreys. And my boyfriend is just, I don't know how he feels. I'm like, can I sleep with this in the bed? And he's like, sure. So now he actually calls it Jeffrey as well. He's like, here's your Jeffrey. And I'm like, thank you for my Jeffrey.
Does Jeffrey sleep in between you guys? Do you like both spoon Jeffrey?
I spoon Jeffrey. Yes, it does. It was a while because when we had the bed, I like to sleep in the corners. So I'd be against the wall. So I'd put the Jeffreys on the wall.
Okay. Not like a corner of a bed.
But sometimes.
You're not like in the fetal position on the top right corner of the bed.
No,
All right.
I like the side area.
You like being against the wall.
Yeah, but one
how
of
do
the
you get out of
Jeffreys would
bed?
cushion it, and then I have the other Jeffrey on the other side, so I was sandwiched between the Jeffreys.
You sleep with both of them.
Yeah.
Oh.
One of them
okay.
has to get washed right now, so it's only one in the bed right now. But yes, I do in fact very much enjoy this little character, Tokage.
He looks adorable.
I know.
Big fan of his smile.
He's like
I like how he has
over
rosy
$100
cheeks.
cute, and I spent a little less for another crane game. When he
It
was
sounds
in
like
Sushi
you spent a
World.
lot more than $100.
I have a gambling problem.
He spent
when
a lot
want-
on Jeffrey.
Yeah.
when I really want something, and it's like one of those things where I think about it first and I go, do I need it? And I'm like, no. And I'm like, but do I want it? And I'm like, but how badly do I want it? And I'm like, I really want
Buy
the
it
Jeffrey.
online. Don't go through the Crane game.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone get anything from a Crane game. So I'm impressed that even after
Well, these are like the
$100.
Japanese Crane games too, where it's not just like you pick them up thing. You have to actually maneuver the crane a certain way so that when it opens, it like pushes it.
Oh, wow.
So it was
That's
like
just
one of
evil.
those things, and I was just like, God, and it was so agitating.
Wow, that's dedication. That's not a gambling problem, Amanda. That's dedication.
Thank you. That's what all my games online tell me.
You know-
It's not an addiction. It's determination.
You know, I'm gonna hit big on blackjack. I just need to keep at the grind.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, I went to my first gambling experience wasn't great. Like I went with my boyfriend to Atlantic City, and it wasn't great the first time.
I
The
don't
dealer
like it.
wasn't great, but then my last day there, we were actually supposed to leave, and I met this woman at like I forget what I think it was blackjack. I think we were playing it. And I was still new to
said
the whole
you
thing.
think you were playing
This woman took me under her wing.
Oh, yeah?
And she was
Nice.
like, let me see your card. I'm like, play that. And I was like, okay. And I did. And I won money. And I was like, whoa, what? And she's like, yeah. And we were just drinking. And she was the best. To which my boyfriend was like, Amanda, we got to go home. And I was like, no.
Uh-oh.
I'm on a roll.
Uh-oh. Reel her in.
She did a good job because she was winning. They were serving free alcohol. And I'm just over here like, I'm like 300 up. Stop.
My first gambling experience was kind of like that. It was on a cruise, and I kept going to the same dealer every time because she seemed smart.
She seems smart.
She was very attractive, so I kept going to the same dealer every time.
The truth comes out.
And it was like 7 nights in a row. The 7th night, she's like, "You don't know how to play blackjack, do you?" I was like, "No idea." Lost a lot of money. Well, not a lot of money, but you
As soon
know,
as I lost like $50,
Good
I kind of had the
yeah,
feeling.
more than I won for sure.
But was the experience worth it?
Oh, every minute of it was worth it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
experience.
it was fun. It's kind of fun to play blackjack. I couldn't play poker though. I had no idea the rules on poker.
Poker is oblique. That is.
Yeah,
That might as well be like wizardry to me.
yeah. Oh, totally over my head. Like I have no idea what hands beat what hands. I'm like,
I just pull up a guide, like a simple little guide on my phone, and I'm like, okay, is this good? Maybe. So,
Dale Cooper, Twin Peaks.
nice.
Yeah, you know, he's an FBI agent played by Kyle MacLachlan. He's called into a small northwestern town to investigate the murder of a high school girl, Laura Palmer. And, you know, when it starts, he's a very whimsical character. He's very into all the trees, and he's like, is that a Douglas fir? And he loves his coffee. He just falls in love with this town beyond belief. And yeah, you know, in the original series, he's very chipper and very sweet, and you you really love the guy. And you're like, this guy is the epitome of good. Now, in the Return, the 3rd season of it that was made like 25 years later, his character's complicated quite a bit. Like, we see his evil doppelganger and Mr. C, who's like just a grand villain, and he also spends most of it like sort of brain dead as taking on the identity of a tulpa that Mr. C made of him called Dougie Jones. And he just sort of stumbles through life and magically makes everyone's life around him better.
very needful thingy.
What?
Sounds like kind of like needful things in the sense where it's like you get the object that like, you know, you've been searching for and makes you happy, but comes at a price, I'm sure. Unless he's just luck on steroids and, you know, he's like...
I mean, one of the earliest episodes of The Return is him going to a casino and guiding everyone to jackpots.
Nice.
And making like millions of dollars.
Yeah, right.
So with the original show, were there were two seasons
seasons.
made of
Yes.
Okay, because I'm thinking about watching it because I've been looking at a lot of clips and especially also with like the dream sequences in the Black Lodge.
It's an amazing show. It is my favorite show of all time.
I wish you would be
I,
on
ne-
Netflix.
I haven't seen The Return.
The
It's
Return
good?
is so good.
Yeah.
The Return is like mind melting stuff.
Yeah?
Really,
Oh,
just
cool.
yeah.
I've only seen the first 2 seasons, so I gotta check that. That just came out kind of over the last few years, right?
Yes, it aired during the last season of Game of Thrones. Everybody liked because I remember I was having a great time that summer.
So that must have been season 6.
No, I think it was 7.
Season 7. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe most people liked season 7, but I didn't like season 7.
Come on, season 7 had some cool stuff. John and Danny finally meeting.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no, that stuff was hyped.
Yeah.
That was hype.
Did
Yeah.
you watch the trailer for the prequel?
I
did. Looking forward to it.
It
House of Dragon.
looks really good.
Yeah.
I saw
Very much looking
Matt
forward
Smith's
to that.
Armor.
Aye.
And apparently that is, I follow a guy on TikTok who does a lot of like deep dives into the Game of Thrones like universe, and apparently the armor is based on a lot of artwork that's been done for the books themselves, and
Oh,
Cool.
so
cool.
they were pretty accurate in depicting what his armor actually looked like based on like the actual armor.
I heard that if it runs long enough, they're gonna expand into like other Targaryen storylines, like
Oh, yeah?
Aegon's conquest and stuff. So,
That
Wow.
would be amazing.
That'd be really cool.
I'm hyped for it.
Yeah.
I hope it's as historically accurate as Pearl Harbor, though.
No.
You can't be historically accurate. Westeros isn't real.
Yeah.
They have dragons.
And they have a lot
Dragons,
more, which
we
didn't
don't
hear
know.
about.
Dragons could be real, right?
I
No?
think so.
Yeah.
There's a ton of other things I didn't realize in Game of Thrones because I haven't read the books or like any of the lore other than from like my base from the TV show. And
Oh,
some
yeah,
of
there's
things,
whole
like,
continents
There's all
and
these
stuff.
monsters and everything that this guy was talking about. And I was like, Jesus Christ, this
Yeah.
sounds so dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see the monsters.
But yeah, Dale Cooper, amazing character. I think about one line where he talks about every day give yourself a present, and those are good
I
words.
believe in
I
that.
like that.
Yeah.
I stand by that. I'm going right now.
I like that. So, my next character is someone I've already mentioned. And I like him for basically the same exact reasons I like Don Draper. James Bond.
No spoilers. for
Who's
the
your
Of course not.
favorite actor for Bond?
My favorite Bond for a long time was Sean Connery, but Daniel Craig has
Craig has
taken
been
it.
doing such an amazing
Yeah.
job.
He's really the way that Ian Fleming wrote Bond to be, kind of grittier, and
More in his head.
yeah, not as much like doesn't
Very
really care
reckless
as much.
and-
Yeah. So yeah, easily Bond is a comfort character to me. I think I've seen every Bond movie multiple times, even the ones that are really crappy.
But they're fun. They have a
They're
fun,
fun crappy,
funness
yeah.
about them.
You
Yeah.
know what? You don't like when Roger Moore's like in his mid-50s.
I do not really as much. No.
No.
I find those kind of charming because
Yeah.
it's just like, all right, this is just Austin Powers at this point. This kind of rules.
Basically, yeah. But yeah, Bond is just. I mean, think about it. I mean, Bond again, great suits. Always got a good drink in his hand.
I don't like martinis at all, though.
You
Do
know,
you?
I
But
went.
there's two different types of martinis. There's a
Shaken.
vodka martini and then there's a gin martini.
Yeah, I don't like either.
I went through a martini phase back in the day, and I actually it was during this martini phase I went to a jazz club with some friends in the city, and let's just say like martinis are just straight up liquor.
Yeah.
So if you have one, it's fine, but if you have more than one, whew, good
Yeah.
luck. It was a struggle of a night the rest of the night. But
Did you order one
Well,
like James Bond?
Now I know why I'm a
no, I like dirty martinis.
Oh,
It's
I
fine.
like
They're
dirty
wine.
martinis.
You
But,
didn't
I don't
say
think shaken, not stirred is like even a thing.
It's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think
It's not a thing. Martinis are
Just sounds
Just
cool.
asking it if he likes
Yeah.
it raw. That's it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, and like I said, same reasons. Nice suit, always drives a nice car,
Got
always
cool
has
gadgets.
awesome gadgets, awesome toys.
Aston Martins.
Yeah. So
Ba-dum,
James
ba-dum.
freaking Bond. Daniel Craig. Looking forward to who the next Bond's going to be.
Oh, next week.
Favorite like 3 Bond movies.
Favorite 3 Bond movies are probably.
I went for 3 because I'm like I need a little more of a sampling, not just the top one.
I'm going to say probably Casino Royale and Skyfall, the Daniel
Which
Craig
one?
ones.
Oh, the Craigs? Okay.
But
Skyfall was amazing.
From Russia with Love might be up there too. Those are probably the best. I mean, Casino Royale changed the game for James Bond films, and then Skyfall was just like beautifully made. Like, that's my boy Roger Deakins again. You guys know
love
how much I
Roger
love
It
Roger
was
Deakins.
so good.
So
And who played the villain in that one? I know his
Matt.
it was
Nice.
Javier Bardem.
Javier Bardem.
Oh,
In
Skyfall.
Skyfall,
Sorry,
yeah.
I was getting
not
across. Yeah.
Not
No, he was in
Matt
Casino
was
Royale.
in
sorry.
In Casino Royale.
Casino, yeah. I love the opening for Casino Royale, and a lot of people don't.
Oh yeah,
I love that song. I had that on like my iPod for like the longest time. I was like, oh, I love this song. Can't skip it.
I do not understand why they didn't use the Radiohead song for Spectre.
That's a great question.
It rules so hard.
Yeah, I know there were people that asked that too. Yeah.
I still haven't heard the new one because I always save it for like when I watch the movie.
Why haven't you watched it? It's out.
I haven't found the time to. There's all these other movies too that keep coming out that I'm like, oh.
It's a long one too. I haven't gotten around to it
Yeah,
yet, but
so
I
It
want
is
it's
a
one of
longer
those, it's a
movie.
commitment watch for me because I want to sit down and I want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And so I know it's available, so I'm really excited to know that it's available. But at the same time, it's a commitment watch. I got to sit down, and also Brian wants to watch it. So.
Yeah.
I'm
Also,
waiting for
Vesper
him.
Lind was probably my favorite Bond girl ever.
Is that Ana de Armas?
No, that's I forget her real name. Eva Green.
Oh, okay.
Eva
Yeah.
Green's great.
Yeah, probably the Bond girl with the most depth.
the Bond girl that
To that
broke
point.
James Bond's heart.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a heartbreaker.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got, Kate? Kathleen, sorry. I was gonna say Kate, but then I was like, that's not her name, and then let's
I don't
just
like being called
move on.
Kate either. So,
But that's not your
It's
name.
like
That's
taking
why I
away
was.
the I and just leaving it there.
so my other 2 characters are also from one anime, Toru and Kyo from Fruits Basket.
Oh.
And I love the older series.
Which we have the manga for here in the library.
We do.
Lit.
Look at that.
And the new seasons.
I love the new seasons. The new seasons are, I think, closer to the manga than the old season is. But Toru is this high school girl who is like the sweetest character in an anime that I've seen in a long time. She is a great friend. She wants to help anyone that she thinks is in trouble or needs help. And Kyo is like this.
Misunderstood.
Oh, absolutely.
Kind of like tormented
Yeah.
individual who's basically like the
He's like he's
the black sheep of the family.
He's more the outcast of the
Yeah.
family. And he lashes out. He tries to keep people at a distance, which is really sad and heartbreaking to me. And every time I see him, I want to give him a big hug and be like, everything's okay. Everything's going to be okay. So that's why I like those characters. And I like it. Kyo makes me sad, but then Toru makes me feel happy. And it's like,
And when you see them together, it's like, oh.
my heart, so yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting distracted by that.
We have drumming, if you guys can hear it. I don't know if you can hear it.
So I don't really have like a comfort character for this particular series, but it's the series as a whole. So it's the Harry Potter series, and mostly the books, not so much the films.
That's a good one.
Yeah, so Harry Potter for me, I started reading them when I was a freshman in high school. And I reread them. I've reread each of them probably 5 or 6 times. And it's one of the series that I can consistently go back to and find something to enjoy and find something that I didn't realize the first time I read it. So it has a very nostalgic feeling for me. In fact, when the Half-Blood Prince came out, this was the first and only time I've ever done this. I went to a midnight premiere when Borders was still a thing. R.I.P. Borders. I miss you.
I'm sorry.
And I went there and I got my own copy. It was a great thing. I mean, nothing I would ever do again. They actually started doing a Star Wars lightsaber battle during the whole event, which is kind of
Wrong
not
movie.
Harry Potter.
My goodness.
They're boycotters.
So they didn't care though. So I got my book, and so I remember that it was
The magic in Harry Potter is literally just midichlorians.
yeah. That'd be a good mashup.
Oh my god! What's your midichlorian count? What are you talking about?
So it's, and you can also like, I love the moment when Harry. I always love it when he finds out he is a wizard.
You're
For
a
those
wizard,
who
Harry.
Yeah, for those who don't know,
Right.
I'm assuming most people know about Harry Potter, but if you don't, he comes from a very abusive household. His aunt and uncle despise him.
I'm just jealous.
They abuse him in every way possible.
Yeah.
And on his 11th birthday, Hagrid, I love Hagrid, comes to get him and basically says that he's a wizard, and from that moment on, his life changes
A
completely.
big giant knocks down their door
Yes.
saying, yo, give me the kid. He's going to wizard school.
Yeah,
They're
with his little pink umbrella, which I am not ashamed to admit this. It took me a while to realize why his pink umbrella is magical. Don't jump on me for this, because I didn't realize his wand is in there. It took me.
Oh, I don't think I ever put that together.
Oh yeah, because Hagrid.
I was today years old when I learned that.
Yes.
Didn't they
more
say
you
that
know.
in the Chamber of Secrets? Not in the movie, but in
They
the
won't
book.
tell you in the movie.
Well, of course they wouldn't tell you
No,
in the
I don't
movie.
think in the book it's ever really
Yeah, I don't
clearly
remember.
stated. I think it's hinted
is.
at that the wand shards are in there, but it's.
I think it is because I knew that.
Well, y'all
fact-checked each
are
other.
just better than me, I guess. I missed that little detail.
Yeah, that's basically what I thought it was hinted at, but I'm not gonna doubt. Most likely, they do at one point say his wand is in there, but that's why he's able to do magic. So yeah,
And he's
it's
not
a
really
great
supposed
series.
to.
Yeah, I was overjoyed when my niece got into it because I thought she would never read the books. She loved the films, and then she started reading the books because I gave her that nudge, and she loves them. So she went to the Wizarding World in Florida. So yeah, it's a great series. Not too thrilled with the Fantastic Beasts trilogy so far. I think it kind of won't go into that, but
The first one was good.
no, the first one.
I'm having fun.
But
with
the
it.
other two,
I haven't seen the third one yet, but I'm having fun with it.
Because I kind of feel like with the first one, the first one I think is the best. And I think also with the first one, you get a feeling that it's a film within the Harry Potter universe. There's that magic, that whimsy that makes you love Harry Potter. And with the other two, they're so dark.
Good.
And
Because that's what Harry Potter became.
Yeah.
Harry Potter started off nice. Ooh, I'm a kid. I'm going to
Yeah,
wizarding
but-
school, but I'm magical and special with the scar on my face. But then when you find out that the thing after him is like sucking unicorn blood in the forest and trying to murder him, it's not a good time. And then everyone dies around him, and then he turns his aunt into a balloon, and he keeps getting in trouble.
sorry, Amanda.
Okay, Amanda, you can't summarize the whole series.
I'm just saying
I'm
that
sorry,
that's what
Simona.
the books
I
did.
agree
It
with
started
Amanda.
on a happy note,
I-
and then exponentially got way darker.
yeah, but
And
even,
it was political.
But even though there was darkness, there still was that levity. Like the last two films, the Fantastic Beasts trilogy, like there's none of that levity really. And if it is, it kind of seems like it's just shoehorned in there. But anyway, Harry Potter is my favorite comfort
adult.
series. Love it.
Has anybody seen Wizard People Dear Reader?
No.
Oh my god, funniest thing in the world. It's like real old internet stuff. It was done by Brad Healy, who did like China, Illinois, the Adult Swim show. But he just redubs the Sorcerer's Stone movie, and he does like this insane voice for it, and it's... I don't know. There's a lot of running bits about like Harry being an alcoholic. Ron is called Ronnie the Bear, and it's so funny. Good God, Professor Snake, and great stuff. Highly recommend it.
So I guess since we're running a little low on time, I'll just kind of machine gun through things. So my next one would have been this character called Kagamine Len, or his name is Len. That's what we just call him. So he is technically a synthetic voice program that they gave like a body and a character
Vocaloid,
to.
right?
Vocaloids,
Yeah,
exactly.
okay.
And I think he's my favorite because he's so energetic. And every time you see like a live concert with them, they're like holograms in a live concert. He has like the most energetic dance moves, and you can tell the person whoever rigged him is having such a good time, and they put so much energy into this person. And I just think he's utterly adorable too. I think he's got a very underrated synthetic voice as well, and I absolutely adore him. I have a little.
Do you have any song recommend? Like
His version of Ghost Rule, the Vocaloid cover for Ghost Rule is really good, especially if it's the Future Tone one. Butterfly on Your Left Shoulder is great. He's got a bunch that I would recommend, but I can't think of the names of them off the top of my head. But he's just a energetic. He's supposed to be an energetic individual, hence why he's yellow. And I would put his like counterpart on there, but I like him more. He brings me joy. Kid Icarus, Pit and Dark Pit. Absolutely love their duality. Love Pit's adorable nature and the fact that he
Did you get a whole slideshow ready?
I was trying to think of characters that would jog my memory, so yeah, I did do a slideshow. I love Kid Icarus's series, especially the newer one. I think that the character designs and everything were so much fun.
They
They
need
just
to do another one. Because
They need
was
to.
a long time ago, and that game really...
I'm still waiting for them just to port it onto the Switch because it would make such
Right,
much sense.
right,
Just putting
but-
it on there. Nintendo, come on! Stop making Zelda games. Get to Kid Icarus.
They haven't made that many Zelda games, okay?
They're focusing too heavily on Breath of the Wild right now. Okay? I'm a big fan of the old PS2, which got revamped for the PS4 game Odin Sphere. I love the character Gwendolyn. She's a Valkyrie and her father is Odin. I love her story. I love her design. It utterly, every time I see her, it takes my breath away. I think she's one of the most beautifully designed characters, and I love everything about her. She's sad and tragic, but at the same time, she finds love with someone who thought he was cursed, and he actually loves her as well.
That's
And
so
it's-
sweet.
It was supposed to be a punishment having her marry him, and it turned into something like beautiful. And
I
so I was
love
like,
it.
I love it. Kaoru from Evangelion. I already talked about him in our LGBTQ episode. Love him. He's true love incarnate, and I love him. Plus, he's got like that drip. He's like, they put him in all these really good outfits. They have like a fashion magazine that I bought where they just put him in like great outfits, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, he's working on.
You bought a fashion magazine for anime characters?
It was a collector's item.
And she says she had them merch. Remember when she said that?
Yeah, she did say
Do you
want
want to know how much it was?
I don't know that we would want to know how much it was.
How much was it now?
It's like 40.
That's not...
It was like
I
an
thought you were
art
gonna
book,
say
technically.
400.
It was an art book, technically, with a collaboration with a fashion designer.
Oh, so you could get them in human form. The clothes.
Yeah, you could buy them.
Oh.
Yeah, and they did.
Oh,
statues
that's
of
not
them,
as
too.
bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
no.
a lookbook.
Yeah, it was
Oh.
great.
Oh, that's not
one
as
of my
bad.
many like anime waifus. Congo is the personification of a warship, the Congo warship.
They have very long legs.
It's because
Yeah.
the boat's long, I guess.
Oh.
It's a
I don't know,
yeah.
I'm making
She's
stuff
she's a
up.
personification of an old warship, the Congo from England.
Oh.
I love her. She's energetic and she makes mistakes, but every time she does, she plays it off, and I love her for it. She's the leader of her group, her like platoon, and I think she's a badass woman. This is Daiwa Scarlet. I love her. She's a horse girl. All this anime is about is literally just run and like just healthy it's like healthy rivalries for once. Nothing toxic. They just want to run and race each other, and that's it. And they're like, good match, guy, good match. But she's cute and adorable, and they don't give her enough screen time.
Amanda, I'm proud of
runs.
you.
Look, after watching a lot of things that are like really like awful, it's like sometimes you just want like a rivalry to be like healthy. You're just like, this is nice. They're building each other up, like, you know.
Like you're supposed to.
Professor Stein from Soul Eater, which is a manga and anime that we
I
all
love
both
Soul
hear.
Eater.
He is basically Frankenstein in this universe, and he's crazy.
Pronounced Frankenstein.
How dare you? Yeah, wolf. He's
Werewolf.
crazy. He's a really powerful fighter. He likes to dissect things. I'm into it. I think he's really like a kooky character, and I really enjoy his aesthetic. I used to draw him a lot in high school. Bakugo, very toxic character in the beginning, but one of the best like character developments I've ever seen, from which a toxic character becomes like an actually good character. And I absolutely love that kind of character build. It's like he's told he's the best his entire life, only to be constantly the victim of like a villain attack. He's like training to be a hero, even though he probably shouldn't be. And he just keeps getting better, and he realizes that he doesn't have to be the best at everything. Gilgamesh. I'm not gonna go into that one either. He's just toxic, and he's better than everybody else.
Get ready.
I didn't know what's the context
Yeah,
of for characters.
I literally had like 2 or 3 people in mind. You
Yeah.
got a whole slideshow.
And then I'll just end with xenomorphs from Alien. I just think they're the perfect being. I'm done. I didn't know I didn't know what was going. I had to do like a wider range.
That was her lightning round right there. Wow.
I'm sorry.
Fezco Euphoria, coolest guy.
Love it.
You know, Kendall Roy, Succession. If I had $1 billion, I'd probably have the same personality disorders. Yeah, that's it.
I was gonna say Rue from Euphoria, of course, and the only real actually happy one, Michael Gary Scott, and the rest of the Office crew. The entire cast is
I
just
love
always
The
comforting, except for Nelly, who's just awful.
Well, okay. Inuyasha and Kagome from Inuyasha. Everyone from the Night Court from A Court of Thorns and Roses which is a series by Sarah J. Maas. Bryce, Rune, and Hunt from the Crescent City series, which is also by Sarah J. Maas. Cal Kestis from Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which is a video game, which I absolutely love. Cullen, Cassandra, Josephine, and Liliana, who is like this core group of characters from Dragon Age Inquisition. And Naruto, Hinata.
I got you.
Thank you. And Bushy Brow from Naruto Shippuden.
Rock Lee. Say
Rock-
his name.
Rock Lee.
He built himself up so far that he deserves his name.
I couldn't remember. Amanda, I'm sorry, I couldn't
Boy
remember.
almost killed himself.
Rock Lee, a.k.a. Bushy Brow.
Another character, super underrated character,
Yes.
who became like probably the most powerful character of that series.
Yes.
Amazing. Best boy.
So
Work
hot
of
in
art.
here.
Word.
Not hot, but you know, whatever.
No, it's so hot in
Oh,
here.
I was gonna be like, he's not that hot.
It is warm in here.
Yeah, I have no.
You like ripped yours legitimate. Oh, and you gave it to. Oh.
She gave it to me
Because I felt bad.
to fan myself.
Yeah,
Me and you, we're chopped liver, Amanda.
I got you.
I don't need it. I'm fine.
Are you sure?
I'll be
Why are you ripping?
They say it only makes you warmer.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
That's a
You know,
lie.
me and Joe are
That was
trippers.
only told to kids in class to make them stop fanning
No,
themselves
I
and pay
think it's
attention
just
to class.
the calories.
Yeah, you're moving.
Yeah.
If you couldn't tell, it's very hot in the room today.
Yeah, so I don't have any other. I have nothing else to add.
She gets comfort from nothing else. No other characters. That's it. No more comfort.
No more comfort.
Comfort ceases
You wanna?
at that point. Yeah.
So real fast, if you haven't already checked it out, please go to our website, check out our social media accounts on Instagram and Facebook. There's tons of summer events still going on here at the library. We've got movie showings, we've got kids events, we've got teen events, we've even got adult events going on. So if you're looking to get out of the house, get out of the sun, get out of the heat,
Come
please
to the library.
come to the library.
Not
We've
if you're
got-
looking to get out of.
Just
the
don't go to the third floor. But check it out. We'll be here. So this is not an advertisement, but thank you, Joe, for showing us River Beast and
Coffee
introducing us to Coffee Time Coffee Series.
Shout out coffee time.
Sponsors. So with that, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.